It's Patrick Christiano, the publisher of TheaterLife.com. I'm coming to you from the press room at the 64th Annual Drama Desk Awards. The awards are being presented at the Town Hall now, and we will be speaking with the winners shortly. I'm with Stephane J. who just won Outstanding Actress in a Musical for the Cher Show. Congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you. I love hearing it. I'm not going to fib. I love hearing that.
You say this role has changed you.
Yeah, it has. When I said yes to Cher, I certainly didn't think that I would find more of myself, which is what has happened. I've kind of embraced who I am more. I've embraced my voice more. I've said I'm sorry a little less. I've asked for permission a little less. I think Cher was a trailblazer in that way, you know, starting from the 70s on, whether you want to use the word feminist or however you want to use that. But she has made her presence and her voice known for decades. And somehow playing Cher has unlocked and released something in me that I'm never going back. And that's such a gift I was not expecting. Thank you.
I'm with Mike Birbiglia, who just won out, what is it called? Best Outstanding Featured
Outstanding
Solo
Performance.
He's the best of the lot. Congratulations.
Really
So how does it feel collecting all these awards?
Oh, it's bizarre. I just said it on stage, but I'm just used to losing and then telling stories about losing. And then I don't know how to tell a story about winning. I gotta figure out an angle.
I'm with Celia Kenyon Bolger, who is Outstanding Featured Actress in a Play for To Kill a Mockingbird. Celia, it was incredible. What I want to ask you, you know, everyone's talking to you about this, about playing the child, of course. And your initial response, I understand, was like you didn't even conceive that they were going to have adults play it.
Correct.
Is that correct?
It is. And honestly, if you would have said, like, oh, they're going to, like, cast adults as kids in To Kill a Mockingbird, I would have said, like, I don't think that's a great idea. But my agent called me and she was like, I have sort of a weird request, which is, you know, that they're doing this adaptation on Broadway, and Aaron Sorkin has written his first pass of the script, and he needs to hear it out loud, and they're worried that an 8-year-old is going to have a hard time cold reading it. Would you just come in as a placeholder and read the play out loud? And I was like, I would be thrilled to be a placeholder and steal that part from some 8-year-old. And then at the end of like the second day, they were like, we actually think this sort of works, that having, you know, there's an adult scout in the movie whose voice you hear throughout, and there's an adult scout in the book. And it's like such a theatrical device, I think, in the theater that you don't have the grown-up scout and the adult and the little scout. You get one actor gets to do the whole thing.
A joy to see you on the stage.
I love being on the stage so much, particularly in this show. So thank you.
I'm with Bob Mackie, the Outstanding Costumes in a Musical for the Cher Show. Congratulations.
Thank you. I wasn't supposed to do the show, and then
You didn't tell me that.
Well, it's true.
Why weren't you supposed to do it?
They had someone else in mind, and the lady herself sort of stepped in and said, "Oh no," which was lovely.
There were no real challenges because you're a master and you just had different bodies to work with.
Well, no, but it was, you know, it was doing something about someone I knew. I knew them inside out. I've known the woman for 50 years. You know, that's a long time for a 35-year-old.
I'm with Warren Carlyle, who won Outstanding Choreography of a Musical for Kiss Me, Kate. It was dynamite.
I love my job. I go to the studio every day at 8 a.m. and I love my dancers, and I have a pretty great job. And the 5 different styles, you know, in one show is a whole crazy washing machine of a show. They do this famous the 12 jump challenge, and every member of the cast can do it, including Kelly.
I'm with the producers of Fiddler on the Roof, Jana, Robbins, and Hal Luftig. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Their show was extraordinary.
When Hal and I sit around and talk about it, we talk about you really don't have to be Jewish to love Fiddler. You don't have to be Yiddish or speak Yiddish to love Fiddler. You really just have to have a heart and a family and be proud of your own heritage.
Yeah. And that's the brilliance of Joel Grey, because he took a show that over the years, you know, and each production is wonderful, and I've seen them all since Zero, Estelle, and each one, I think, has its own moment of what I call shtick, you know, like especially like what we just did tonight, you know, Do You Love Me? Usually it's done as a comedic song, you know, do you love me? Do I want? You know, and it's done usually as a funny, throwaway little song. And Joel made these two people actually ask one another, probably for the first time in their 25-year-old marriage.
Do you
I never
love
asked
me?
you this. do you love me? You know, my father and my mother said we'd learn to love each other, but I never asked you this, do you love me? And when you hear something like that, the first time I heard it just ripped my heart. I was bawling like a child. And I thought, I've seen every production of this. What's up with this? And it's just, that's the genius of Joel and Steven Skybell and the entire company up there, that they do that every single night.
I'm with Robert Horn, who just won Outstanding Book of a Musical for Tootsie. Congratulations, Robert.
Thank you.
You're on a roll.
And a bagel, yes. Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm so thrilled and David won, and Santino won, and I love not just this Tootsie family, but this community that has embraced me and embraced our show. It's just fantastic.
Now, you're originally California?
I'm a New York boy, yes, but I live in LA, yes. Back and forth.
So you left and came back, is that what you did?
I did, yes. Well, I come back all the time. I left, but I'm back. I'm like sort of half and half, yeah. I come back as much as I can.
But you do work mostly, theater's your first love.
Yeah, I mean, I love television, and it's been good to me, but there's nothing like live theater. Oh, and there's Santino Fontana.
David Yazbek, who won Best Outstanding Lyrics in a Musical for Tootsie, and Robert Horn, who won Outstanding Book for Tootsie. They are a dynamite team.
Dino. You know what? David won Best Lyrics and Music, so he's the dynamite team.
I am a one-man team, but it's really a two-man team. This show is a very, very deep and strong collaboration, or still is, ongoing. You start with a collaboration between the writers. You broaden it when you add a director. Scott Ellis is a great director and sort of is the catalyst for it coming alive. And then the collaboration widens further when the great director casts a great cast.
Sort of Scott Sanders and Carol Feinerman brought us together, and really from the first meeting we had, it sort of was kismet. We sort of we made each other laugh, and we just started talking about what we didn't want to do with the project, and that sort of eventually led to what we did want to do, and it sort of took off from there. It was pretty organic.
I am with Andra DeShields, the winner of Best Featured Actor in a Musical for Hadestown.
I've been playing Hermes intermittently since 2012. And as the show would go away and grow, I would go away and grow. But the universe was looking out for both of us, me and the show. Because when the important collaboration happened at the National Theatre in London, I got the call. And at the time, we didn't know that it was being launched to Broadway, but that's the magic that happened in London.
Well, I'm with David Korns, who won Outstanding Set Design of a Musical for Beetlejuice. We talked about a little bit last time when you were nominated, how your career kind of exploded once you got the Drama Desk nomination for a little show at the Blue Heron called Blackbird, was it?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I have been doing this for a long time. We've been doing it together for a long time. And things like the Drama Desk Awards and recognition from a community like this really can set you on a path of a successful career. It was the first thing that really got people to pay attention to my work, and then here we are again.
Anytime I see that you're doing the sets, I look forward to seeing it because I know it's going to be something different and inventive. And this Beetlejuice really gave you an opportunity to just...
I mean, come on, Tim Burton, Alex Timbers, Warner Brothers. It's like a much beloved movie, but also he's responsible for so many iconic visual images in our pop culture. So getting a chance to do that and making something for the theater rolled up into one, it really, really is a dream come true. Everyone says it's a dream come true, but that movie is, right up there in the visual landscape.
I'm with Roy Furman, who won for Outstanding Lead Producer of Best Play for The Ferryman. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It was extraordinary.
Thank you. Well, it's a great play and a challenging play. It's 3.25 hours, and it has a great Irish history. And yet it's quite stunning that New Yorkers have embraced it so much as an audience, as audiences, and now being awarded this Drama Desk Award, which is quite thrilling, and 4 others tonight as well. 5 awards. I will say it's what I analogized it to was a family story a la Eugene O'Neill, except the people lived more normal lives, but under tremendous stress, as you would find in an O'Neill play. But it didn't. It had a greater sense of family and of community, which I found compelling. And I think it's very important to congratulate Carol Newling and Sonia Friedman, who lead produced it in London, and I am representing them here tonight because most of the people in the Irish cast are back in England or Ireland.
With the winners of Outstanding Music for a Play for Choir Boy,
yes.
And the music was absolutely extraordinary. It's another character in the play.
It is another character, yeah, and it's a beautiful character, and it's one that has a lot of emotion and has a lot to say, so we're very excited to bring it to life.
That's right. I mean, it was written out of the voices of the cast members. It was written out of the texture of the energy of the play, and it just gave an expression from that parallel that parallel world of music that says things that words can't say.
You guys will be working again together?
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Because this was your first project together,
It was our
right?
first project together. Yeah. It was actually one of my first projects in New York. MTC, listen, God bless MTC. From? New Jersey, we're seeing, it's right over the bridge, but still. It was a very special time. You need that encouragement. I talked about encouragement in the speech. We all need that encouragement.
Rose Tattoo in the fall. We'll be combining our talent on that as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
where's it going to be?
At the American Airlines Theater on 42nd
Oh,
Street.
fantastic. I'm with Charles Pointe, who won Outstanding Wigs and Hair. Wig design and hair. Is it for both for the Cher Show?
I was lucky enough to win last year for SpongeBob, and this somehow feels a little different. It's just, I'm not really prepared for it. I didn't really expect it, and I'm just happy to be here. And I've had a very lucky career. Been very lucky to have the experiences I've had and to work with the people I've worked with, and Bob Mackie was awesome to work with.
Oh, he's delightful.
Yeah, totally, and so supportive and allowed me to do what I do and trusted what I said and the input I had onto different things. Because when you're dealing with people who are different than Cher is a very specific person. She's got a very specific look. She has her own specific challenges, and then you have three distinct people who are all very different from her. So trying to make them all into Cher without still honoring who they are as people was really the big challenge of the show, and I'm just glad people thought it worked. I watch the Sonny and Cher show all the time. That was the one thing I'd stay up for.
Well, did you know her number one big hit, I Got You, Babe? Were you around then?
I was, but I was actually just born when that came out.
Okay, so you weren't really around then.
It was more Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves and Dark Lady and all that stuff. That's when I started really getting to know her.
Did she have input to you directly?
She did. She did toward the end. She kind of let us do what we had to do in the beginning, and then toward the end, she stepped in and thought that there were things that could be tweaked.
But did she ever make any comments about the hair or anything like that?
Yeah.
She did.
She had a couple things.
So did you speak to her directly about it?
No, not really. We met, and that was really about it.